Hey guys, it's Shelby from Big Cat Creative, and in this week's video, we are going to talk all about customizing your forms in Squarespace. If you're a small business owner, then you know that staying in touch with your community and providing excellent customer service is a huge component to growing and becoming one of the go-tos in your industry. That's why it's really important to make it simple and convenient for potential clients to connect with you. Thankfully, Squarespace makes it super easy to add custom forms to your website, just like this one right here on our Unearth Squarespace template, so that people can quickly contact you, fill out information, sign up for events, and more. These forms give you a really powerful way to gather specific responses from your site visitors. You can ask for their contact information, you can add text boxes so that they can give you detailed responses or more information about them. You can provide surveys or give people options to choose from, just like we have here in our template resource form. There's honestly so many things that you can do with Squarespace forms. It's definitely a feature that you'll want to master, which is why we are going to walk through all of the most important customization steps. First things first, you're going to want to actually add a form to your website. So to do so, go to your Pages panel and either create a brand new page or navigate to an existing page that you'd like to add the form to, and then click on Edit in the top left-hand corner to enter editing mode. If you have nothing already existing on the page, you'll want to click Add Section and then scroll down to where it says Forms. From here, you can choose from one of the pre-designed form templates, and it will automatically populate into your page. If you want to add a form to an existing section on your page, all you need to do is click Add Block in the top left-hand corner and then choose the form block. Okay, now let's go over the unique style settings for any forms that you might have on your website. And to access those, just head into your site styles by clicking on the paintbrush in the top right-hand corner, and then scrolling down and clicking on the arrow next to where it says Forms. And from here, you have lots of different customization options. First, if you click on where it says All Form Packs, you'll be able to choose from a really long list of preset form styles. You can go ahead and click through these to see what you like best, but they range from circular form fields to outlines to just regular old lines. Lots of different styles here to choose from, lots of different variations, and they all have different style vibes depending on what you need for your website. And then once you've chosen a pack that you like, you can go back into the Forms tab and see all of the particular settings for that pack right here under where it says Form Fields. And these can all be customized individually as well, whether you've chosen a form pack or not. So field shape is just the shape of the form fields that are in your form. So you can choose from pill to rounded rectangle to square. You can turn field fill on or off. You can choose to give your form fields a border or not. You can change the thickness of that border, and you can play around with the padding of your form fields by choosing between small, medium, and large. Or you can click on the three dots here and customize the padding further with these toggles. Underneath those main form field settings, you have some even further customization options. First up is Effects. And here you can change the hover and focus of your form fields from outline, which is what it's set at for default. You can choose to accent the border outline, have the opacity hover, or have the field scale as you hover over it. And you can also change the action that your submit button down here will take once somebody clicks it. So by default, it's set to just say submitting and then submitted. You can choose spinner, which will give this little spinning wheel as it's submitting. You can choose ellipses, a loading bar, or a circle. So that's a pretty cool feature as well. Under the Selection Options tab, you can change the settings for checkbox, radio, and survey fields. And all of these settings are going to be very similar to the previous form field settings. So you'll be able to go through and change the shape of things, the field fill, the thickness, the padding, and things like that. Under the Fonts tab, you can go ahead and uniquely change the fonts for all of these different elements. You can choose to have the element take on the same styles as your paragraph text, your headings, or your miscellaneous texts, or you can click on Custom and create a completely custom font option as well. You can adjust the colors of your form by clicking into the Colors tab, where you'll notice that the colors of the form fields automatically take on the properties of whatever color theme you're using for that section. So right now we are in lightest one, and that is the color theme that we are going to be working with. So you can go ahead and scroll through here to change the form-specific settings for the lightest one color theme, or if you'd like something completely different, you can go back into the section and change the color theme for that section so that you're working with different color settings. And if for some reason you don't want these form colors to take on any of your color theme properties, you can go ahead and toggle off this use a color theme option, and the colors will just revert back to a pretty basic white and gray. And then last but not least, in this main Forms tab, under Form Spacing, you can go ahead and adjust the various padding and spacing of your actual form fields. Now, there are a couple of additional settings that can be adjusted within the form block itself. So we're just going to go ahead and exit out of our main Site Styles panel and head back into editing mode of this particular section. Click into our form block and then click on the little pencil edit icon to pull up this settings window. From here, go ahead and click into the Design tab, and you'll see some additional settings here. Under button style, you can go ahead and choose between your primary, your secondary, and your tertiary button for your submit button. You can also change the button alignment right here. You can also choose to give your form block a background and change the color of that background. You can choose from your palette colors, or click on Custom to choose a color from the color picker. You can also choose to give your block a solid border or a dotted border, change the color of that border here. You can change the thickness of the border, as well as the corner radius and the padding of the content within the border. The last thing to know about these form blocks is that any changes that you make within the form block itself, so the changes that we just went over, are individual to each form block on your website. So you can have different customizations within this tab for different form blocks. However, any changes that you make to your forms under your site styles is going to affect every single form throughout your website. So just make sure that any changes that you make in your actual site styles panel is going to work for any form that you have. And that is everything you need to know to uniquely customize the forms on your Squarespace website. You really can get as creative as you'd like, so play around with the design and the settings until you have exactly what you need. If you enjoyed this video and are looking for more like it, be sure to subscribe to our channel because we post new videos every single week, and I hope to see you in the next one.